What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Smooth Lies. We're going to start off talking about the mass shootings that popped off in America last week. One that popped off in Buffalo, New York, as well as in California. Forgot where the place was, but for you guys that didn't know, there were numerous of people that were killed in Buffalo, New York at a grocery store. We're not going to talk about, the dude's name. I don't really want to talk about that, but what was your all's thoughts on that?
I think the biggest thing is, obviously the obvious thing is that he should be dead right now. I think, I just think way too often when, especially someone of color is, detained, he's detained in the most abusive way. And it just always seems to be when a white person is, detained, it's he gets a little. It's like he's detained with love. Mm-hmm. And I think what happens is, if we're being honest, everything is about what we see, right? And I think, honestly, and I'm going to take it there, I think, honestly, most cultures see themselves in these kids. Mm-hmm. Like, when a cop goes and pulls, detains one of these kids, he sees his son. Oh, he's just misunderstood. He sees his little nephew. I'm not trying to go off subject. I just wish we seen each other, especially as black people, the same way I feel like white people see each other. Like they see each other like, let me give them the benefit of the doubt. That's my nephew. That's my cousin. We're going to try to give him leeway. So when we go to detain him, we're going to detain him with love. And I feel like too often when when it's us, no one gives us that love, and even black people don't give other black kids that love. Like when we see them, it's like, oh, we don't try to approach them with love. We don't approach them as that could be my nephew, that could be my son, that could be my cousin. We approach them like, oh, fuck this, who this nigga?
Yeah, but you already know we get hard love.
We come a little.
I'm about to say we come with hard love too.
I feel like if the other side is going to come like that, somebody got to come like that for us.
Yeah. That's what I mean.
Somebody got to meet us with that same love that they meet. That they meet the worst of their worst with love. Like the judge, it was the one kid some years ago. He raped a girl, and he was a swimmer. And the judge was kind of like, if you watch the case, the judge kind of treated him like it was like he knew the person personally. Like, yeah, you know what? I think he made a mistake. We're going to give him 3 years probation. And he didn't even spend the whole 3 years of probation, whatever it was. When we step in the courtroom, and let's say it's a black judge, the black judge is trying to show us tough love. Oh man, we got to give you the harshest to show you why you shouldn't do that again. I think we sometimes need that benefit of the doubt too, that the other side get that we don't get.
But it's you got to understand, like you said, we come from a different cloth. So I feel like society look at us when they time to punish like you should know better, versus, if we Caucasian or they be like, oh, he's mentally not there and this, but at the end of the day, they know better. Because most of their stuff is premeditated. Like, they think about it.
It be on social media. They tell the world what they about to do before they do it.
And nobody takes them serious until they do it.
Nobody takes them serious. And then after they do it, like you say, it's a mental health thing.
Yeah.
And that's why I think we talk about mental health in past episodes and why suicide rate amongst black men be so high, because people don't take it serious. But when a white person commits a crime, is that the white person don't even claim mental health. He don't even say I was mentally ill. They
give
put
it to him
on him.
Yeah.
Like before, it'd be like, oh, he was mentally ill. No, I wasn't. Guess you were. Shut up. Like, damn, yes you were. We said you were mentally ill. But no, I wanted to kill black people. No, you were mentally ill. It was an accident. Say sorry.
Yeah.
You know what, guys? I'm sorry. And then he gets a pat on the back, and he be in jail eating sandwiches all good and good and dandy. How you get Burger King? How you get good food? Bro, somebody should be in the back of that car, like that cop car, beating your ass. Because that's what they do when black people commit a crime.
And like you said, you see,
roughed up in the back of that police car.
Look at the picture they got of him. Like, they got him you know,
find the best pictures.
Yeah,
when he
calmly detaining him. If that was us, we would be on the ground with a foot in the neck.
Like this was very, very crazy for me to watch. With me being a video gamer type of person. I don't know if you all knew, but he actually did a live stream on Twitch of him entering in the grocery store, and then there's this moment where he goes past this. I think the lady or the guy was white.
A white. I think it was a white man.
Yeah, so goes past him, has the rifle, but sees the color of his skin and doesn't kill him. But he literally goes in there to target all black people, and I just find that so crazy.
I thought the first person he shot was the white lady getting out the car.
I think that I don't know if he shot at.
Nah, he busted her, folded her down. As soon as she got out the car, she was like, "Ooh, pop, pop."
Ooh, well, I didn't see that part.
Yeah, I didn't see the. I think a lot of it though, like
most of them were black though.
Yeah, I think a large part of what of it is like, a lot of people want to go against the grain, and I think there's a lot of white males or just white people in general that get tired of the politically correct shit. They get tired of the media telling them they can't say this, they can't do this. They like when we started pulling down the Confederate flags and we started doing all that, white people was like, who are y'all to take away? Like, white people don't want to be put in a box. They don't want nobody to tell them what they can and cannot do.
Don't want to be
and I think
people.
Part of it is we try to shut down racism by silencing it. And I think we should have let them be loud. And I think part of it is these racist people that probably would have been racist in the past and just shut the fuck up and stayed racist now are angry because we're trying to tell them to stop being racist. We're trying to put like curriculums in school to tell them about why racism is bad. But like, you think that's not just gonna make them even more mad? Like that to me, like we do it trying to, like my brothers, like we always talk about, like the best racist is a racist that's known. I'd rather know that you're racist. I want you to be racist. Let us know how you feel. But when we start trying to isolate it, tell them what they can't say, that's when you get these results. I'm not saying that's the only reason he did what he did, because he probably would have done it regardless. But I'm saying I noticed what's been happening is violence been really sparking up since we've been trying to silence the racist white person. If you a racist and you're a white person, you think you want to be silenced? Hell fucking no.
That's the part about
you're
being American though.
You're like, I'm American.
Yeah,
you
like,
can't tell me what to do.
That's what,
and then it's gonna go 10 times amplified.
And that's
Let
what it
them
is.
be racist.
Yeah, like that's what it is. It's like you said, like they racist. I mean, I think some of them can be converted because some of them don't know. You know what I'm saying?
Once if they were taught, always a racist.
Yeah, you gotta think. It's gonna be like they're gonna have their way of thoughts, but if they never taught nothing good about black people, they're gonna be ignorant to it. So they're scared of it because they don't know it and they don't understand it. So they think, you know what I'm saying? If my granddad tell me white people are the devil, I'm gonna believe they're the devil every time I see them, no matter if they're not or if I'm taught that throughout my whole life. But and then this is what happens though. This with certain racist white people, they get into a jam and all they have is a black person's love and comfort to help them out through whatever they going through. You know what I'm saying? It could be something simple. They got a flat tire. Ain't nobody stop for them but the black person helping flip the tire.
No,
you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Kind acts will have you think like, oh, they're not really like this.
Or not all of them are.
Not all of them. It's yeah.
I say this, and I try not to get too much into the race thing, because unfortunately in the world that I live in, it's a white world, like especially like work wise, you know what I'm saying, the companies I walk into, it's a white world. But I say this, two parts to kind of what Draft said is, white people aren't afraid of us. Like, we kind of get this idea of white people are racist because they're afraid of, like, because they don't know us. In reality, they're far from afraid of us. The thing is, a lot of them know that they're superior or think that they're superior. What they don't like is anybody thinking that they are on their level or above. So that's where that anger really comes from. And so, like, I think I don't want to get into the, like, we give them the excuse, but they just don't know. Because they do know. And what I don't like is, as black people, right, as black people, we get taught about white people at a young age. Yeah. But white people can literally grow up in the like country and never get taught about a black person. Right. And their ignorance of black people is justified by saying, well, they just never knew. But we can't get away with that ignorance by saying, well, we just didn't know that we weren't allowed to do that
like
with
you
white
said,
people.
like you said, this is a white world.
I can't give white.
know?
I personally don't give no white person a pass. I don't give a fuck if you grew up around white people since the day you was 1 all the way till you was fucking 30 and you just didn't know how black people acted. You don't get no excuses with me because at the end of the day, we as black people are forced to learn and to adjust to other cultures. I might not understand Chinese people, but I can't be ignorant to Chinese people. Don't nobody give me no excuses. White people are the only people that we can say, oh, well, they just didn't know. No, fuck that. Fuck that. We gotta stop saying they didn't know. They know. They choose not to know and give a fuck. They choose not to give a fuck.
I can't agree with that. We gotta agree to disagree. I don't think, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, it's not all of them. You feel me? I got an interracial family, so I know it's not all of them.
Hey, Draft, you real brown.
It don't matter
where
though.
Where the white folks at?
What do you mean?
I'm joking. I'm
saying, like, I got an interracial family, so that goes one ear and out the other. It's all about what you know. And at the end of the day, like we know, it's right and wrong. You know, your conscience normally tells you that. Your morals of what you, like a hoe. If a hoe gonna be a hoe, you know what I'm saying? And if that's what she's taught from a young age is to work them streets, what you think she gonna do? Be a doctor or be a hoe? A professional.
She gonna be a doctor. You can call her Dr. Hoe.
She can dress up like one. But you know what I'm saying? But listen, you can't. But like that woman is broken early. You feel me? Now, what if she run into somebody that's not trying to break her? Somebody that's actually trying to show her something and teach her something. You know she's coachable because she's been broken already. You know what I'm saying? So she can listen to a degree. So if she meets somebody and be like, damn, I ain't never met somebody that actually try to like care about me and how my life is moving. Of course she gonna start thinking different of men or whoever.
And one thing I noticed, like growing up, sad to say, like when you are taught hate, you're gonna grow up and deliver hate. And I don't even like, that goes for white people, that goes for black people. Because even within our own people, like we kill each other.
And we
like,
teach fear from the cops.
Absolutely, we teach the fear.
That's why
we teach like how to be in a workplace that is ran by white people. We are
from an early age, public school. We are taught to be good workers. Nobody's taught to be an entrepreneur in public school.
I feel like just for the white culture, if the white culture was taught about the positive stuff that black people do, you know, we're all not killers. We're all not just athletes.
Okay, I got a perfect example. But we have the problem. What it is, especially the separation between inner city people and most of these cops. These cops don't live here. They don't. They're not in our neighborhood. They're, you know what I'm saying? These are people from the countryside getting a job here. And all they're taught, literally, they don't see it. All they're taught is stuff on CNN News, how black people are violent, doing this, that, and the third, and how they're treating other white people. You know what I'm saying? And then we as people, you know, we have the right to vote for a lot of stuff as you know, living in the city. And a lot of us don't vote unless it's time for the president run. Yeah. Nobody does these votes when it matters. And when it's time to vote, not just for the president, it matters because that is your voice. So if they're hiring everybody from outside the city to work in our city, how they gonna relate to us? Right. That's why they killing us, because they scared. You know what I'm saying? They see the crime rate in certain areas. It's no color on that paper when they read it. You know what I'm saying? They just said it's the percentages of the the ethnicity of the groups that's getting incarcerated. So if I see, oh man, all these black people, every time they get detained, they got a gun. And me not knowing them, I'm going to be scared. I don't, like me, if I'm a black cop coming in the city and I'm vice versa, and I see, oh man, these white people out here crazy, man. They got guns and all that. I don't know them. I don't know how they live. They could just be protecting themselves because it is crazy out here. But as a police officer, I'm going to be already on 10 afraid for my life. That's when I feel like you don't need to be doing the job if you're not trying to learn your job. Learning your job as a police officer and serving a community that you're not from, you need to learn the people.
Well, I think biases don't really matter statistically. Like most people that have biases probably have biases beyond whatever the statistics say. Because I mean, if you look at it, man, I watch a lot of crime shows and a lot of just crime in general. Man, white people commit crimes at the same level black people do. Like, and I'm talking about, man, I see shit that I've never even thought I would even hear about. Like, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, man comes home and kills his whole grandma, auntie, cousin. You know what I'm saying? That be that. Like, I'm not saying that's just strictly white, but like those be like a lot of times those be, you know, our counterpart crimes. But you don't see white people walking into those situations being like, oh man, all white people are crazy. They only do it with us. They only stick those biases on us. So for me personally, it don't matter about what crimes that area is known for or what's this. At the end of the day, if it's black people, they automatically walking into that situation with a bias. And that's why I say I can't give white people excuses for saying they don't know or they're scared, because those same statistics, if they wanted to, you can low key, you can look at what they commit, like the crimes that they commit against their own community. You can say they should be scared of themselves, but they'll never be scared of themselves because at the end of the day, they don't want to be scared of themselves.
Nobody's going to be scared. Nobody's going to be
biases.
scared with their own kind, though.
But that's what I'm saying. I can't
gonna
say
be scared.
that.
I'm not. If I go to the cookout, I'm not going to be scared. I'm gonna feel comfortable. Now, if I go to a Caucasian cookout, I'm going to feel like, am I supposed to be here?
I'm only gonna be scared of the macaroni
and the raisins and the potato salad.
I just don't. My only thing is this. My only thing is.
I think you're saying they get a pass.
I don't want to get too caught up in like. I just feel like way too often the other side gets a pass that we don't.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that statement.
As black people, when we sitting there, we can't sit in front of the judge and say, damn, I didn't know that white people like acted like this. I'm sorry, judge. But white people literally get in front of the judge. Motherfuckers, even black people like, you know what? We should pray for them.
Okay,
we
I'm
feel like,
we gotta move on. We gotta move on.
We gotta be done giving them excuses.
We gotta move on.
We gotta be done giving them excuses. Fuck them.
Okay, what we talking about?
So man, we got the YSL Rico case. I figure everybody knows about this, but Young Thug and I think it was like, what was it, 26 or whatever?
Young Thug versus, really what it meant.
Gunna was included.
They
are facing an 88-page Rico indictment.
You know, I have this random theory. Young Thug is going to beat this case. And the only reason I say that is because Young Thug has moved pretty smart his whole career. You didn't realize. I didn't realize.
Oh no, they got them on the phone.
They got wires.
That's the only thing I didn't realize. So the thing is, unfortunately, first off, there's some telling going on.
Somebody snitching.
They all singing.
Because YNF Lucci, for them to know, like for them to even want to hop on the phone and tap his phone every time, is because like YNF then like let them kind of know like, yo, I think they're making hits on me. Like they said, he said it in front of a judge. Like, yo, they're like, I fear for my life. I fear for my life. Like, but we're not gonna. Like, I'm not gonna call that snitching, but it's a form of snitching. But that's neither here nor there. Thug, first off, Gunna's going to tell. But no, you know what? Gunna's not going to tell because I think Thug is going to allow Gunna to get off. I think Thug is going to find a way, like, yo, Gunna ain't had nothing to do with this.
I think Gunna's going to get off.
I feel like Thug is going to do the right thing. But nah, bro.
I think he was
on the phone.
But at this point, it's him trying to prove himself innocent. Once they got the Rico, normally they got you, bro. It's normal. Yeah.
It's more. He got off though, man.
Exactly, but he proved his innocence. It's a difference.
Thug might be able to figure it out.
And I think Irv was talking too.
Yeah, Irv gave up somebody. Irv gave up somebody.
That's why his career is dead. Back in the day, that's why it's different. 6ix9ine has really opened the gateway for people to tell. Because if you told and they know you told, nobody's working with you just off the strength.
Oh, for sure.
Like the way they look at everybody thing like a check now, the loyalty stuff is really out the window for real. Like,
but I think like in today's,
it's sad.
Like I think street life is different from music life.
Oh.
I think with the rappers, They
But the rappers are the influencers.
Right, absolutely. But they story tell about things that happen in day-to-day activities within the streets.
Yeah.
But
It's always
then
been
again,
like that.
because they have the money aspect, they feel as if they're untouchable. Nowadays,
Rappers
you see,
got way more money.
yeah,
You're
but
right.
you see like the DEA, these district attorneys, like they coming to get their ass.
And all them
like-
people can be bought though.
The
That's
reason
the
I'll
crazy
say,
thing.
the reason why I think Thug might get off, and the only reason I say that
It's gonna cost him.
because Thug gives me vibes that he's smart.
Mm-hmm.
Like Thug gives me one of those that he knows what he's doing. Like he calculates every move. And so for me, I feel like Thug knew what he was doing when he was making them phone calls, when he was making them hits. And so I think he has a way to be like, nah, that wasn't me. Or he has a way to be like, nah, that's not what that was. I'm not saying it's going to happen.
lingo.
But I feel like I just feel like Thug is smart.
Yeah.
Thug, if you look at Thug's
It's
whole
definitely
career,
not gonna
Thug
be
has had one
easy
of the
for them.
Thug has had one of the most strategic rap careers. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, even to the point where motherfuckers was calling him gay, and then they got to like, nah, never mind, we're gonna leave Thug alone. Like Thug always knew how to operate and how to move and gain respect in the industry.
I tell
feel
you
like
this.
Thug might know how to way to get out of this case because he's been plotting the whole time.
But look-
because I think he knew that this Rico case was gonna come.
Listen. Like I said, he has to prove his innocence at this point. But I could tell you, like you said, about being in the streets and you certain cases, black people are smart too once they get incarcerated because they get the reading. Because normally it's a similar case, similar to theirs, where somebody got off. Just like if you listen to T Grizzly in his interview, he knew he didn't take the deal because it was a similar case to his, and the person got off. And I think they were white too, if I'm not mistaken. But that's where the reading comes in and doing research. Yeah. They really like. That's why when people that go to jail, the ones that get it and get the rehabilitation that they supposed to get, they use their time wisely. You know what I'm saying? They're not just sitting in there. They like, if it's a chance for me to get out, I have nothing but time, but to solve the problem that I have. So that's when they get the opening cases, old cases. They are allowed all that information, just like anybody walking the street. And they search and they find similar cases, and then they like, hey, this happened back in 2017 here, this time. Same similar case. They gave him that. Or they'll just get like a lighter sentence. They're not going to do that hard time if they really put in the effort. But that's why lawyers get paid. They do that research.
Yeah, that was silly though, that he was making them phone calls though.
Oh yeah.
So like,
bro,
what the fuck were you doing? You was calling hits in? You? Not your homies. You were making the calls? Yeah, come on, bro.
So what do y'all think about like, because I believe it was a district attorney that said this, but they're going to use the lyrics from their music videos and some of their tracks and stuff in it. I don't know if you all knew, but no. But yesterday, New York State Senate passed a bill to limit the use of song lyrics as evidence. So that's probably like the first state that I've ever seen.
Because they're entertainers, they can lie. They can say, I lied.
I'm about to say, at the end of the day, so I say this. I do say, if you a real street nigga, you shouldn't be saying certain things in songs. But at the same time, it goes back to what somebody was saying before. These movies paint pictures that they should be painting. What's the difference between rap? Like, I can literally just say it's entertainment. I can literally right now look in the newspaper like, oh, wait a minute, such and such died.
Just like 6ix9ine.
Mr. Johnson died. Okay, bet. I want to get on. Let me go ahead. Man, riding through the street, killed Mr. Johnson. Man, I ain't never touched Mr. Johnson. Man, I don't even know Mr. Johnson. But like, I can get away with doing so. I do say this. I say this. If you are rapping about that, you can't be mad if it gets used against you. But I do feel like you shouldn't be able to use it because at the end of the day, like, if we say rap is entertainment, then it is entertainment. And just because I
say 6ix9ine is the best, thing.
At the same time,
he proved he don't live like that. If you
really killing motherfuckers, you probably should stop mentioning niggas in your rap.
I'm just saying though, that's how 6ix9ine got off. He didn't live like that.
Yeah, he did.
And he clearly,
all know he did.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And he clearly like pled that case to the judge. Hey, I don't live like that. They do. I mean, I thought this was all an image thing. I could just see him right now writing it all up for him. Like, you know, my career, you know what I mean? They go with my career. It's like an entourage.
Yeah.
They painted a pretty picture, bro. And then that's another thing.
Because he looked
they want the money. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, man, the judges, the court system, if they can milk some fees out of you, and we got about $10 million worth of lawyer fees, they all working together. Them lawyers is in cahoots with the judge. Like, look, judge, I got he said he got $1 million extra.
Because like with the lyrics and stuff, one of the bars that they're trying to use is, "I've never killed anybody, but I got something to do with that body, and I told them to shoot 100 rounds." That's
yeah.
I don't know how shit.
Hey, I got something to tell you.
That don't sound like a crime to me.
I didn't do nothing. I just know the boy. I didn't like the boy, and he's so happy to get hit up.
I think he was innocent. But no, I do think, like, man, I go back to this. If you're a rapper, man, I look back, like, even like, I think for me, it don't even be young rappers I'll be mad at. It be older rappers. You've been in the game how long? When you came up under the principle, you don't talk about what the fuck you did. You shut the fuck up. So it'd be weird that old rappers start moving like young rappers. Because, like, you know, young rappers talk about the niggas that they killed and the shit they did.
It's all about the culture and the morals of where you're at.
No,
certain people, you feel me, do that, but ain't no OGs out here for
But
real.
I'm just saying, you would assume that a person that's been in the game for a while would be smart. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying that they are, but I'm saying you would assume, you know what, I'm not going to move like a young rapper because I'm not a young rapper.
Listen,
I'm an OG.
Listen to this. Motherfuckers will tell for freedom. If it's financial freedom or if it's being free out of the bars, them lips is going to get singing.
Because Casanova said in one of his interviews, he said, you think somebody not gonna tell if they come and tell them they facing 20 years of life? They gonna tell.
Everybody gonna. This thing. Everybody gonna tell.
Yeah,
like
but financial freedom though, Jacob.
I like, for me personally, if you talk about who tells, I think 70% of the world tells.
I think 90.
I think most people are going to fucking tell. This whole, I'm gangster. No, nigga, you're not. You got faced with 1 year. Yes, you did your time. 1 year. It was easy for you to take that time. Let a nigga come hit you with 25 years to life. Hey, can we talk about this a little bit? Let me get that Italian beef and Pepsi.
What was 48? What's it called? 48?
Yeah, motherfuckers want that Italian beef and Pepsi bad.
First 48, yeah.
Hey, I'm gonna keep it 100. I don't eat beef or pork, but shit, give me that Italian beef and Pepsi, nigga.
You said you're gonna tell us if you bring us that number 2 with the Big Mac? Yeah, man.
But I say this. If you get yourself in, like, let's say you're a YSL member, and you know niggas is moving the way they move. I do think it's corny for you to tell, because at the end of the day, you made a commitment to go ride with them. Like if Jamal say, "Yo, we about to go commit a crime."
You think I say it like that? No,
you wouldn't say it like that. But it is what it is. And he looks at me and Drive and say, y'all either in, y'all not. And we say, all right, let's do it. Mm-hmm. Then Jamal get caught up. Yeah, Jamal told me that, like, bro, why? Jamal gave you an option. Shut the fuck up. Like, you know what I'm saying? You chose it. It comes a point that you do got to move with a little more moral. Yeah. You can't actively go get yourself into some shit and then go tell. That's some hoe ass shit. But like, I do understand, but in reality, most niggas are not as tough as they say they are. Shit, I'm like, keeping 100 with you, telling has been something that's been going on for a long time. Dude. Most people tell on their enemy. Like, you know what, fuck it, I ain't gonna tell on nobody from my hood, but that hood over there, like that shit, it's still telling. Yeah, but in the streets, in their mind, that's why, like I said, YNF Lucci. In his mind, he probably did tell on Thugger. But
his name in paperwork, duh. That shit public.
But in his mind, he probably didn't associate it with snitching.
Just people telling, period.
Because he didn't tell on his own people.
Nah.
But see, Bob said that, I think that's how some people move. Like, oh, well, it wasn't on my own people.
Depends on where you at, bro. Different morals for different areas. I'm telling you, like, it's
trust me, I know.
Like, the down south hood is way different than up here, and it's totally different. Like, when I say everybody like that down there, everybody is like that down there, even the goofy dudes.
If Lucci get out, Lucci career over.
He can't. Yeah, he can't go back to Atlanta.
Yeah, Lucci's career is over because niggas like, wait a minute, you with me?
He better open up for 6ix9ine.
But I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna lie to you. That beef has been one of the most underground beef of all time.
Yeah, I was on YouTube and watching a couple things. I didn't know anything about it.
They've been going at each other. I'm talking about since we was damn near almost in high school.
Bro, I'm gonna keep it real.
Because what started was the big nut. Right?
Yeah,
well, some people say it was about to do big nut.
Dude got killed, but he was associated with both hoods.
Yeah.
He knew both sides, but he got killed, and they said it was the YSL niggas that killed him. And then out of nowhere, them niggas started throwing shots at each other, started going at each other.
Because they call him dirty. They call him slime for a reason.
Like, them niggas are slime balls.
Yeah.
But like I said, but even if you think about it, I'm not gonna lie. I knew Thugger was like that when he first came out. He was on that gay shit, but niggas never said nothing. I'm like, bro, he doing all this, telling niggas he love him. He want to marry him. He like, you my boo. And you notice no gangster nigga ever walk back and say, hey, you on some gay shit.
Nah, they say the lingo is different though.
Tyler the Creator too.
But listen, the lingo be different in certain areas. Certain stuff that they do down south, we don't do up here. Certain stuff we do up here, they don't do down there. Cause some stuff they can say like, you feel me, like, I can say I love you, Jacob, but it won't be looked at like, oh, I'm in love with Jacob.
But Thug was on some other, and I'm not saying he was wrong, but I was saying, like, if you notice,
like you said, strategic. His career was strategic. When he was saying certain stuff, nobody ever questioned him because people knew YSL was like that. So, like, everybody knew Thug was like that from the beginning. That's why Thug was able to get away. Rich Homie Quan, remember when Rich Homie Quan said, I'm not on that gay shit? His career literally ended right after that. And then,
you
like,
talk about
this
that
too,
Rich Homie Quan career ended because I
can't, because I followed Thug for a long time. When I say a long time, this is before that little hookah song. Yeah. Like, I was following. Listen, bro, I was following him when he had fucked up teeth. Like, I used to listen to him.
Danny Glover was the first song that I got put on by Thug.
Oh, yeah, like, his teeth was like, when people be like, man, I'm like, y'all don't remember Young Thug before Money. He dressed like a regular, typical hood dude.
He was,
oversized clothes.
Because he made that comment, like, you shouldn't be having kids if you...
Yeah, and I remember, like, I'm like, bro, this nigga had 7 kids when he was broke as fuck. So, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like... I think he adapted, and like you said, his career was strategic. I think he did certain things for views. This is when you got to think when Thug came around, streaming was taking off. Download shit like that. Nobody was going in buying CDs no more.
Nails, the dresses,
just to make me look at you like, hey, he got his nail. But I bet you clicked that post to see them nails he had on. Yeah. Like it's a he talking like that. Click. Oh, for real? But you viewed him.
Okay.
He doing this. Oh, views. So I think Thug, like y'all said, when he realized like this shit strategic, and then like a lot of this is where I say they think black people are shallow too. Like Thug is into like fashion. It's a lot of black artists that's like into fashion. Like I listen to the Buffalo Boys, you know, like Griselda, like they into fashion, they into art. They go to these galleries and stuff like that. And
shout out to Freddie Gibbs.
You feel me?
Tell them boys to leave Freddie Gibbs alone.
They was on his ass. They had him lumped up out there.
Tell them boys to leave Freddie.
Yo, the crazy thing is that they jumped him. And he still went and performed.
I'm not gonna lie. This is a side note. Freddie Gibbs might be the realest in the industry. And this is why I say that. Because he goes after everybody and don't give a fuck about relationships. He don't care about nothing. He gonna still continue to do what he do. I think what it is with Freddie Gibbs, he done been like shitted on so long. I think he done been shitted on so long in the industry that he don't care about relationships no more. Because he was under Jeezy. Jeezy never really like.
He was?
Jeezy never he said that bar about Freddie Gibbs.
Jeezy never really put him out there like that. Yeah. So I think Freddie like, man, I don't give a damn at this point. I done been under a nigga for so long. Why don't I give a fuck
TDE, wasn't he?
Bro, he don't give a fuck.
I think he was on TDE. He wasn't. Freddie was just on.
Bro, Freddie don't give a fuck. And I hate that everybody hate Freddie because Freddie really got bars.
Yeah, I like Freddie.
Freddie talk crazy. Yeah. But nigga, everybody hate Freddie. I haven't heard one rapper. He got a song with Jadakiss, Black Illuminati. Oh my God.
But Freddie, but I'm gonna be real. Freddie has a certain ear, like a certain person listens to Freddie. Not everybody.
But I'm saying like his music is it's
Dope.
fire. I'm not gonna say it like
I think
it's
he just
fire.
don't give a fuck about people.
But you don't never hear Fred like somebody got their window down, they bumping in the car. You
No,
never
you don't
hear
hear
Freddie.
nobody rapping about Freddie. Freddie is a conversational person. Like, oh yeah, you listen to Freddie? What, you listen to Freddie too?
Yeah, that's
Freddie
a good
one of
music.
those-
He
what's
got
your
some
one of
good
those
songs.
rap-
He
Freddie
got
not
some
one of
good
those that you driving
music.
down the street. Is that Freddie? You don't hear Freddie riding down the street. Freddie one of those you be talking to your nigga like, yeah man, I've been listening to Freddie Gibbs. You listen to Freddie Gibbs too?
Some download stuff.
Hey, you'll know a nigga
DL
for 10
music.
years and never knew that he liked Freddie Gibbs.
just like how I feel about like Benny the Butcher and them. Like Conway is hard. Like
I fuck with
he's
Benny.
probably the most underrated out of all of them. I feel like he's better than Benny.
That nigga,
Like, he hard.
Kanye rap like he Conway rap like he ate a warhead.
Yeah, man, he got shot in the face.
I know that nigga rap, Conway.
You off the hook.
Like that warhead still
Hey,
ain't played cold.
he
That warhead
hard,
took that
man.
nigga whole cheek out. Nigga,
I mean, but like what like do you all feel because like what I said earlier about them using rap lyrics and stuff and cases and stuff, do you all feel once it's out there it should be used or should it be admissible?
to me, it's one of those things. If it's your family member, you probably want them to use that. Like I think it's situation because like if one of our family members got killed and you heard a rapper talking about it and they got taken down by that lyrics, you probably be like, yes, thank you. You know what I'm saying? But on the other side, at the same time, like you said, you can say it's entertainment. So I think it's one of those things that man, it's so hard to say because at the end of the day, somebody's family got killed, right? So I can respect somebody saying, I can respect the family member saying, I'm glad that you got taken down because of what you was rapping about in your lyrics because she was talking about my son.
But like, do you think like for instance, like Chicago drill, the fact they go back and forth at each other like every track, every album.
The difference with Chicago,
they have calmed down though.
The difference with Chicago music is Chicago is about they just mention the dead homies regardless. Like you know what I'm saying? Like it don't matter who killed them.
It's like
we gonna mention your name regardless.
Yeah, and then it's
hard for me to take you down because 1,000 people mention the same nigga.
So that's like to do like Tuka and stuff.
Yeah,
and
like I think
that's somebody's baby.
Yeah,
that's
you
the
feel
sad
me?
thing.
I think it's more like cause like okay, we know Dirk say Duck's name, but don't know really other artists from there say Duck's name. You know what I mean? I think he was one of like the real ones from the other side. Like you gotta respect it. Like
yeah, Duck.
Sorry, I've only heard Dirk say Doug's name. Like I've never really heard nobody else.
I listen to the other side a lot. Like that's my thing. Like I'm low key like
you listen
going
to
against the grain. Like I listen to Doug. I listen to Dutchy. I listen to like you know what I'm saying. Lil J just got out. I listen to the whole other side.
The Clout Boys.
The Clout Boys. So I hear names like Tuka's name. That shit bothers me. It bothers me. The only reason why it bothers me because you got people that's not even from Chicago that say smoking on Tuka, and it's like nigga, you ain't never been in the streets, you ain't never been in the hood, you ain't never been nothing.
That could cost you your life if you are the wrong person.
Like you dissing a nigga that like you don't even know. Like that's somebody's baby. Like Tuka is somebody's baby. And like that's somebody's son. Like so, like I do think that they should not use lyrics because, like you said, is like at the end of the day, if you ain't got fingerprints, you ain't got camera, you ain't got nothing. I can walk in the issue and say I killed such and such, but at the end of the day, if you ain't got no proof that I did it, I can probably still get off.
Freedom of speech.
Yeah,
like you know what I'm saying. Like I can probably still go.
Or when people get mad, be like, I killed that motherfucker, and they really didn't kill the motherfucker.
But there's people whose cases have got overturned by walking in. They confessed to something, and then they say that they took their confession back and said, no, I didn't do it. And there's literally no proof that they did it, so therefore their case got overturned. So like I said, it's the same thing with music. I can say, oh, rolling through the streets, shot too, like whoever. If you ain't got me on camera, you ain't got my fingerprints, you ain't got nothing.
It sound good.
You can't use nothing I said.
Yeah.
You can.
Lock him up, throw the key away.
We got a confession.
Listen, I'm not saying that I should be talking like that. I agree. As a hood nigga, I shouldn't be talking like that. If I'm really a street nigga, I'm not telling nobody who I just killed. But at the same time, I can also admit, no, like just saying this, right? Jamal, me and you, we've been best friends since elementary. Jamal killed a nigga, and he on the other side. I got the voice to rap about it. Jamal, you know what I'm saying? Let's say Jamal not a rapper. I got the voice to rap about it.
Yeah, I'm telling my homie stories.
I can tell his story.
Mm-hmm.
I can't say his name, so you can say, "Oh, well, damn, I'm about to lock Jacob up for because he confessed." No, I didn't. I told somebody else's story.
Okay, so this is one thing. I watched the video.
I told somebody else's story.
Of the rapper Fulio, like he really outside. Like they be outside. Them boys down there.
Where they from? I'm not.
That Jacksonville shit. Different,
it's different down there. They literally like kill you, throw you in the swamp, keep you pushing.
It go like, Chicago, Jacksonville. That shit don't make no sense.
Down there is they. Just down south in that area, New Orleans, all that, their killing is different.
And they all was best friends in elementary.
Yeah.
Talking about?
So like, okay, he makes a valid point, and I feel like if you in the streets, you should let your people know you in the streets. Don't have them on the media. My boy was such a saint.
I agree.
This, that, and the third. No, Miss Jackson, your son was outside busting those things at the other guys.
No, that's 100.
Like, and he got caught in the crossfire. Now, I'm not about to. Like, anybody in the street knows. They be like, that boy wasn't like that. They be bringing up honor roll from middle school, and this boy has been out of high school for 3 years.
40. They talking about back in middle school. He
he ran through some trouble through his early adult years. Like,
hey,
he been outside.
One of my homies' little brother got killed, and when he posted on Facebook, like it hurt my heart watching him out the set. He said, "I know my brother wasn't perfect, but my brother that I knew." Like he was this, and I appreciated that because he didn't try to fake that he was this God-sent person. He said to me, he was an angel, but I know he wasn't an angel all over. But to me, he was, and I'm gonna remember him as that. And I respected that because I'm like, bro, he ain't trying to get on there. Oh my God, my brother was this. Like,
who did it? This, that, and that.
He said, I know my brother wasn't perfect to the outside world, but to me, he was such and such. That was a beautiful thing, man. Because like, it just was one of those. You didn't have to say that. The world didn't need to know his mistakes, but you was real about like, yo, like, yeah. But like, so kind of like to go back to what you said, like as far as should they use lyrics. Man, I can't tell them people what to do. And for me, I look at this, right? We can only control what we can control, right? And if you know that these people are using lyrics, stop rapping them. Yeah. Be careful what you say. That's all I can say. You can't tell the higher ups what they're going to use to convict who they convict. All you can do is move in a way where you don't get convicted by that same thing.
But listen to this. Like, I still find it so crazy because when we look at a lot of these like popular artists in the music industry, you know, they are still under somebody. You know, you got the main label. And like when we think about the main labels, those are all, majority of them are controlled by white people. So, you know, obviously they have to sit here because when it comes to like black artists, black hip hop artists, a lot of them speak the same lingo, the same language. So it's like, you know, when that person comes in, you listen to a demo tape, it's like, okay, let me sit here and see. You got the voice, you got the story. Keep pushing this, and we're gonna say we're gonna front you money. We're gonna give you your advance. We're gonna put you. We're gonna put you up.
They can make
like now. Right, like you. We'll put you up. We'll give you the nice car, the nice house. Your mom need your mom need a crib, so on and so on. We got you, but we need you to keep pushing out this content. But what be so crazy is that when they go down, we never hear information about the label,
right?
And the label just replace you with another black artist, the same story.
The labels from the very beginning set themselves up where they would never get caught up.
Yeah.
Like from the very beginning, they got insurance plans in place for when you die. They literally got whole ass lawyers that's gonna be like, hey, how can we separate what he's talking about from us? From the very beginning, the moment you get signed, they're planning for your downfall. And they are protected.
They always got a cover plan.
Hey, cover your assets.
Yeah,
baby.
We always.
They cover. They always gonna be covered.
And that's a funny thing. Like, I remember I was watching I think it was a DJ Academics video, and he was talking about the amount of money 6ix9ine's music produced in those 2 years of time him being in prison, and he ain't see that money when he got out. I was just like, damn, like that's crazy. Like, so you know where that money went?
Yeah, all them lawyer fees, all that shit.
No, not even just the lawyer fees. I'm more so saying like the label, because I think he was saying, I could be wrong, but when 6ix9ine first signed, Like first sign. I think he signed to
then
like
listen.
35,000 or something like that.
But too, rappers like 6ix9ine also don't get a large advance or a large check sometimes too, because of their risk. So the label might be like, hey, we'll start paying you after 3 years because we got to make sure that you're not going to lose this money first. So a rapper like 6ix9ine probably did get finessed out of his money because they probably hit him with a deal that was like, yo,
But then-
we're not going to pay you right away because you got to show us that you're not going to get in trouble.
You feel me?
Because
People
he had that rape case
intertwine.
early.
Yeah, but people intertwine.
Oh, that is right. I forgot about that.
Intertwine with people who they need to intertwine with, and they normally have a backup plan on their ass too. So like, if I know you like my escort, Jill, and I know I've seen you with her, so I know what you're doing with her. Like it's always they got somebody in their pocket. Trust me. To everybody, everybody's in somebody's pocket because all of them can be bought.
So,
you know what I'm saying?
question for y'all. If you fuck with a rapper, right? Y'all best friends, damn near grew up together. And he get hit with a case. And he says, yo, I need you to take this case for me. And let's say I'm just gonna give an easy number. Let's say it's 5 years. And he says, yo, if you take this case for me, I'm gonna give you
I need it written.
but okay, look, let me ask you. What amount of money could a rapper pay you to take a case for them? Let me say this. How much money does a rapper have?
I'm gonna be real. This is why rappers keep entourage. Y'all people be thinking they bumming off of them.
Yeah.
No, you around for a reason.
Yeah, you're the fall guy.
You're the fall guy. That's what you sign up for.
How much are you taking to be a fall guy?
I mean, I don't know. You got to think they're living a certain lifestyle. They're on payroll now. Like,
I mean,
they're
for
in the
me,
budget, buddy.
Okay,
So,
I mean,
before you
anything
tell
I
me,
eat, you eat.
how much does a person got to pay you to potentially be the fall guy? Like before they even tell
If you don't have nothing going on, it won't be a large number if you have zero going on. They are taking guys out the hood.
I think if I'm involved in those type of activities and stuff, like we're not just any type of activities.
Somebody's gonna boss you up. First of all, you being bossed up, you hanging with me.
If I'm not in those activities, like you said, like we were friends from high school and stuff like that, you reach out.
Yeah.
I can't do it. For me, that's just because I have this fear of going to jail or prison. Since a kid, I've always had that fear because I know I done heard about the stories. I done seen dudes come out and be like institutionalized.
Yeah,
Like this, like for me, don't put me in that situation.
Don't.
Now, if I am a part of that, like that lifestyle and stuff like that, it is what come with it. If you spot me, whatever you deem is fair, it's fair.
Yeah,
but more so, I think
I think
what's fair, but I think
you got it. That's what I'm saying.
Let me play this. Let me play this.
You took a 5-year case. What's fair for you to pay you?
Tell me a rapper's name. Give me 3 rappers' names.
Lil Wayne's perfect. His manager took his case.
Okay.
That's the easiest.
Hold on.
Okay.
Give me 3 rappers' names, and then I tell you their numbers.
What do you mean?
Like just tell me 3 rappers, and I'll tell you what would be a fair number for me.
Would you take Meek Mill?
Meek Mill, I don't think Meek really up there in the food chain of making that money.
Yeah,
how much does Meek Mill have to pay you to take a case, Jamal?
5 years. Ooh, man.
You got to sit down for 5 years. When you get out, he got the money waiting on you.
I wouldn't want money.
How many years?
I wouldn't
6
want
mil?
money.
I say
6
6 mil.
I wouldn't want money. Cause
hold on. He asked me a question.
yeah,
How much Jay-Z got to pay you to take a case for him?
Jay-Z, I would want shares. I would want shares.
Jay-Z not giving you shares. Jay-Z just gonna let you take the case. So, I can tell you what,
I know that's smart.
Jay-Z is strategic enough to know how to put everything on you without, like, so I feel like Jay-Z be like, I'm gonna ask you to take this case. If you say no, the case is still gonna be yours regardless.
I think, okay, I'll probably say 25.
How much money you want to take this case?
25. 25 mil.
Okay.
So who next?
How much Lil Wayne got to pay you to take a case for him?
I'll probably put him up there with Jay-Z, 25
Lil Wayne ain't got 25 million.
I was thinking the same thing. Like, I didn't know if I wouldn't really.
Yeah.
I was really about to say,
jail
like,
for free, my brother.
Okay.
Pusha T. How much Pusha T got to give you to shut the fuck up and take your case?
I don't know. Does Pusha T really got music money or do he got
Pusha
dope
T,
money?
I think Pusha T got bread like that.
You think it's dope money or you think it's music money?
I'm taking 5 off of Pusha because I think Pusha gonna show me mad love when I get out. Like I don't think he's just gonna give me 5 and say thank you for taking
What's
my time.
mad love? I mean, for me,
I think Pusha really gonna hold me down.
I only heard Pusha talk about one person, his brother, right? I ain't heard him talk about nobody else in his music. I could be wrong. But let me ask you. Let me flip the question on you. Taylor Swift
needs me to take her case. No, Taylor Swift is white. Taylor Swift will get off. No matter what she do.
But if
cause I'm black, if I'm black, they were like, oh hell nah. He put her up to this.
Okay.
And they gonna give me 100 years. Fuck that. Taylor Swift ain't getting me. No, I might have to just take this to trial, bro.
I'm about to hit him with something. This man is not alive anymore. Would you take Michael Jackson's case? Would you take the King of Pop's case?
I'm gonna tell you no, and let me tell you why. I'm gonna get so much fucking money for talking about him. It's not gonna make no sense. They gonna have me in every fucking interview. So is it true that Michael touched them little? Hell yeah. He did everything they just fucking said he did. Nah, I ain't gonna do Michael like that. Damn. Okay. If you been okay, let's like I know we gotta move on. But I'm curious. If you got a situation like Michael Jackson, right? You've been Michael's best friend, and Michael gets like Michael dies, and you ain't got no money to your name, and they say, "Yo, we're making this documentary about Michael, and we need you to help us paint this picture of Michael being this person. We're gonna pay you $10 million, and you broke right now. You broke, but we need you.
And that was my friend.
But yeah, we need you to come up with stories about your best friend that you know what I'm saying, like."
In a negative light?
In a negative light. We need you to tell us, is it like...
I still can't do it, bro. It's my pride.
Jamal. You ain't got no...
Nah, I can't.
I'm talking about like your mortgage, like you like 3 months behind on your mortgage.
I can't. Like, this is just like...
$10 million.
Nah, I just couldn't. Like, for me, like when it comes to loyalty and stuff, like, you know, of course you have your friends. You have those close-knit friends. You have your close-knit family members, and then you have like your immediate loved ones, so like your kids or maybe your wife or husband. I couldn't do that.
What's the question, man? Let me get some mic time, man.
I said, let's say you and Michael Jackson was best friends. Y'all grew up together.
Ooh, I don't know.
Hear me out. Michael passes away, and at this point you have no money, and they come to you and say, "Drav, we're doing a documentary about Michael. And we need you to help. We need your help to help paint him as this evil person, this predator. And we're going to give you $10 million. I'm talking about you have no money. Like I'm talking about like when Michael passed away, he left you nothing. I have
morals though.
But like, I'm asking. It's a real question. And Michael, I'm talking about you damn near struggling to pay your mortgage. And they say, all we need you to do is like you was Michael's right hand man. All we need you to do is come up with some stories and help push the narrative that Michael was a child like that.
I can't do that. I can't. I got morals. And yeah, number one, I would never get in a position where I don't have nothing. I have a skill.
We know that, but based off the scenario.
Yeah, but I'm still got moral. How am I gonna make you paint you like that's how you gonna be remembered? You feel me?
That's how I looked at it.
Like, you know what I mean? I don't want nobody like he's a rapist. He ain't never touched nobody. Why would I lie? Mm-hmm. I know it's like, oh, I'm fucked up, but it's like I got morals, so it's kind of hard for me to like do that to somebody, especially if they can't defend themselves.
Yeah,
like that shit be crazy. Like, so when people talk about the dead and stuff like that, I be like, okay, we got it, y'all got it.
So who's your favorite rapper right now? Like, who you listen to right now? That one person.
I listen to this artist out of LA. Called Big Sad. That's like my favorite.
Big
artist.
who?
Big Sad.
Okay, I don't know. But would you take like what? Like the earlier question, what would be the dollar amount that you'll take a case for?
It depends on my situation. If I don't have nothing going on, this is why a lot of those people get brought out the hood They be wearing their old jewelries and their old chains. You ever peep the guys, their entourage be having all their... You remember the old pieces like the Migos? Everybody in their camp got their old jewelry. So everybody shining. So if I take you out of a lifestyle of living in a house with 6 people in 2 bedrooms, and you can come with me and you eat what I eat, you get to drive whatever car I'm not driving at the time. The house is basically open to you. And you're getting paid in the process. I mean, I don't know. It's hard to put a dollar amount on it. Like, I would definitely want... How much people make a year? Like 50 a year on the level, or whatever that is. Or a million. If they blow up, it depends on what kind of artist they is too.
I'm talking about your artist. I just asked you about your artist.
No, I wouldn't. I can't charge. He don't got that. I don't think like millions. No, he's more on the local side coming up.
Okay,
but think about how many rappers we know that are like okay, lukewarm. Catch that case. Just like perfect example. I don't know if y'all know who O3 Greedo is.
No, I never heard of him.
But when he get out, everybody gonna want to feature with him.
Where he from?
He from LA.
Okay.
He from Grape Street. So
right.
he had a buzz before he went in. So you know how it going to jail catapult, and he didn't go to jail for no bullshit too. He for some serious shit. You know what I'm saying? So when he get out, you know how they gonna be like, he back out, and let's work with him.
So moving on to one of the GOATs, and we may say ever, to touch the hip hop scene. Kendrick Lamar dropped his album last week, Mr. Moral and the Big Steppers. So So my man Steph.
He gave that nod like.
Hold on. So my man Steph, prior to the album, he got the crib. He said that the album's gonna be a 10 out of 10. On a Metacritic, they scored it at 89. So I think that's out of 100. So I'm gonna give you a list of albums. I'm looking at top 6 right now. So To Pimp a Butterfly was 96. Outkast album in 2000 was it's called what's it, Stankonia?
Yep, Stankonia.
That was a 95. Yep. Damn is at number 3 out of 95. Conflict of Interest. That's a 95.
What's Conflict of Interest?
That's by Ghetts, Ghetts. It came out February 19th, 2021. He's a British artist.
Oh, that's why. Come on now.
Kanye West, My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy was at a 94. And
that was art right there. That's art.
And Mad Villaina, which came out at 04, was a 93. So
I don't know that.
You know, with it coming out last week and stuff, you know, in the background of things, after, you know, we're a week past, are you saying that that's a 10 out of 10 album?
All right. Here's the thing.
One moment.
So the album, it's a great album, right?
Okay.
It disappointed him.
For the average consumer, it's not an album for you.
I spoke on that too.
It's not for the average consumer, so I get it. Like, if the average consumer, they'll probably rate it like a 6 out of 10, 7 maybe. But if you go into the album expecting like bars after bars, because it's a heavy concept album, so it's either you like it or you don't. It's a personal album.
And for what I like, when I heard it, because one thing when I look at albums, listen to albums and stuff, like throughout the day, I'll probably listen to it like 5 to 10 times.
Yeah, but
but see, this is the thing with me. I didn't call it a 10 out of 10. I called it an 8.5/9 out of 10. The reason why I say that is because I actually paid attention to the lyrics. Okay. Now, one thing, what you said, the average consumer, that's not today's music on what people want to hear. And I get that. However, if you look at the lyrics from being a black person, especially a black man, you would be like, damn, that's stuff that really happens in black culture. Right. This is what we sit here and pride. This is what we sit here and give gratitude to. There's a toxic track when he's having a conversation with a woman, and that, fuck you, bitch, oh, fuck you, woo, woo. She said, I'll go say, what she said? She said something about, I think she said fuck your cousin because he got a bigger penis than you.
I'm gonna be real.
You said what?
Since y'all listen to lyrics, it's one rapper that's always been rapping like that. Big Crit has been rapping like
Absolutely, but we on Kendrick
So,
now. We can't.
I know we on Kendrick, but I'm
Okay.
saying for me to be like, ooh, that was wow. I've been listening to music like that, and like I said, I'm the type of guy you supposed to progress. And that was not progression for a 6-year wait.
You think you went backwards?
No, I didn't say he did. I didn't
West Side
say
Boogie.
I didn't say he.
Oh, I remember West Side Boogie.
He
West Side
degressed, but I'm saying that was lukewarm for a 6-year wait.
I don't know.
I think it
What
was.
do you mean? I don't know.
I don't know, bro.
I literally can play a Big Crit album, and it didn't take 6 years to make, and it's
Like,
better than
in
that.
the album, he said he had 2 years of writer's block in the album.
Yeah. No, I believe that he took time to himself. I don't knock that. But I'm saying even if he had a 2-year writer's block,
There's
when that is your craft, and I'm not gonna put a time
Was
limit
damn
on.
6 years ago?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And listen,
Oh my
your
gosh.
craft is writing. I don't know what you need to do. You need to get around something to get your juices flowing. I highly doubt J. Cole will be like, oh,
I don't know. The writer,
I'm going to be, you know what
But
I
I
mean?
said-
The problem with the Kendrick is he's known as a writer. Like that's
Yeah.
what he is.
But you-
So taking a break away from writing, you're like, bro, this should be natural for you. Like,
but you understand that the whole. If you listen to the album, that's the point he made. Like,
Yeah.
You expect him to be like this top tier, like conscious nigga all the time, but that's not what.
But
But
if
see,
that's what you're displaying,
But he never displayed that. He only did
yeah,
that
I think
To
us
pimp a-
as
to pimp a
artists put him
bluff.
on that
Yeah.
pedestal.
Hold on,
I was gonna say,
let's hear stuff. This is
Yeah.
one of the most proud Kendrick Lamar fans in the city, maybe the world. Let's explain the album stuff. Explain what from what you heard, bro.
All right. So, I mean, the album was basically a therapy session. That's really
I got
what
that
was.
from it.
It was a therapy session, and this is like where he's at. Like, I don't know if it's right now, but whenever he made the album, that's where he was at that point. Now, in the album, he did mention like he's not your savior. He's not like what you. Think
Yeah, on
he
the
is.
track. Yeah, I'm not your savior. LeBron Boone is not your savior.
Compton, California. He makes music. That's it.
So you think his star, like his what they call it, stardom,
Stardom?
like like he was like afraid to handle that, like or
Yeah, he said
handle
that.
that, yeah, like
Look, when he
like
made-
damn, I made damn, and they think that's the best
When-
thing since
when he
sliced
made
bread.
Big Kid, Mad City,
I'm about to say,
he
yeah.
wanted to make To Pimp a Butterfly, but he knew no one's gonna take that. At least what was that, like 2010?
Yeah, when he made good kid.
Section
Man,
8 was hard.
Yeah, but no.
That's
one-
what got
no
me.
one- At 2010, ain't nobody listening to like jazz and rap mix like at 2010. Like,
I don't know, cause I think around that time, I'm gonna be real, artists like him, Joey Badass,
yeah, but that was still heavy like rap.
ASAP Rocky, and this is why I say like people like that, like just the way they are, they're artists, so they have a certain crowd. Like they into fashion, they more than just rappers. They doing their own videos. They got their own artists they working with and stuff like that. So I like that creativity, but like I can say this, I can't say ASAP's been dropping fire just projects, but they're pretty good and consistent. But we didn't put him on a pedestal like we put Kendrick.
Yeah, but you see, right there, though, that's what that album was talking about.
Yeah. I definitely.
Because the conversation we're having right now
Mhm.
is what he talks about on the album. He put him on this pedestal, but at the end of the day, he's just a regular nigga.
I think
That's like you.
I think like after listening to the album so many times, I put it on the same level as Jay-Z's 444.
Yeah.
I think
Like, it's
I
cool.
think with
Older, you know what I mean?
you're right, and I feel like with all our favorite top 5 rappers and stuff,
he
when we
coulda
put
been
them
gave us this album,
on our Mount Rushmores and stuff, I think
this.
like one thing I appreciated about Kendrick is him being honest and open.
Mm-hmm.
There's a track on there where he talks about how he cheated on his wife multiple times. Cheats on his wife multiple times, and versus her because of her love for her husband, she doesn't just call it quits and stuff like that. She identified that you may have a problem.
So
Like you may have a problem with.
she embraced his nigga shit.
It was.
That's what it sound like to me.
I don't know how. I don't know how that conversation goes between them.
So
you
it's
know,
like-
that's between their
I
marriage.
feel like this album and y'all trying to say like, yeah, I know I made a great album, but I'm still a nigga. Like I'm
no,
still.
like
I'm
I
still
do,
just,
bro. I really think that
I'm a
it
regular
was.
guy.
I think it was a great album. I just think it's about the time period. You know what I'm saying? So when we talk about the time period, there are tracks in there because did you listen to it in full?
Yeah, I was listening to when we was listening in here. I listened to it in the car. Like
So
it's decent.
so
I
when
don't- I
it
ain't
comes to
knocking
the lyrics, he puts stuff out there that's really going on. The Savior track, he puts us out there on how we put people on pedestals because of the stardom and the amount of money that they make. And we hope that, like, you know, a lot of people, like even with Bill Gates, Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, like we know damn well they got the money to end world hunger. But we look at them because of the amount of money that they have. We think that they're supposed to come and save us.
Yeah.
So when Kendrick comes out with a track like, I'm not your savior, LeBron's not your savior, and he starts saying multiple different names and stuff. We even look at like the one track that he dropped before he even dropped the album, Heart Part 5. A lot of people, especially on Twitter, they thought that was a corny track. They thought that he wasn't flowing with the beat. They thought that the bars are whack. People didn't want to hear it. People didn't like the visual concept. And when I'm looking at it, I'm like I felt like that track, I felt like it was on that level of Childish Gambino. What was the one track that he came out? Yeah, This Is America. I put that in the same category.
I don't know.
Really?
No,
If you-
no.
Really?
This is my only thing. My only thing with Kendrick is Kendrick wanted this title of Mr. Deep. He wanted this title of like I feel like he did. I feel like he was one of those. I always feel like Kendrick got put on a pedestal that I didn't really understand sometimes. Like, cause I always thought Kendrick was a good rapper. I've always thought he was a good rapper. But I feel like Kendrick can literally say, "Yo, the toilet seat is white." And motherfuckers be like, oh my God.
gosh.
Did you fucking just hear what Kendrick said? Because what he was really saying is, no, the fuck he didn't. He just said the toilet seat was white. There's no deep metaphor. There's no deep. There's no nothing. He said, because I'll give you an example. I'm going to give you an example. I'm going to say
That's why I say
you know what? I'm going to say it because it's about fucking time to say it. Kendrick's fucking Control fucking verse was not that hot.
Control?
It was not that great. It was not that fucking great. And I'm saying it, and I'm fucking saying it. Don't get me wrong.
I feel some type of way.
No, because I just sometimes feel like Kendrick gets put on this.
When was you at when that dropped? I was in New York.
I was here.
Hey,
I was
so
in
you
college.
feel like he I just feel like he gave us this and then told us to accept this.
Hold on, what is the track called?
Control.
Let's be real. I think he
That's
gave us
called
that
Control?
super hot fire.
I'm gonna say
and
something
he like,
else.
here,
I'ma
this
say-
ain't super hot
I'm
fire,
gonna say
but
something
this
else.
good enough.
I'm gonna say something else. I love To Pimp a Butterfly, but the way some people reacted to that album, I was like, all right, bro, relax a little bit.
No, bro, that album was
That was
that
golden.
is
No, I loved
crazy.
it. I loved it, but like, motherfuckers, oh my God, I cried during that. I did this, I did that. I'm like,
But listen, people, listen. I say this too. Kendrick talks about the positive sometimes and the negative, and it's his delivery. And you know who else that gives
J.
like,
Cole's
their-
albums hit harder to me
Bro,
than
listen.
Kendrick's.
Don't get me
J.
started.
Cole's
Listen.
album.
But what about what about
And
listen,
to me,
hold on.
Wale album about nothing is better than anything Kendrick's ever dropped.
Album
Album about nothing.
Come on,
Oh my
Wale.
God.
So
Saying
Wale,
shit like that. I love Wale too.
Album about
But
nothing.
let's be
Oh
real,
my
bro.
God,
But let's be
yes.
real. Like I said,
Take this good advice.
but like I said, Big Crit has been rapping like that for a long time, bro. Like that's what Kendrick has been delivering. It's not new to me.
But Big Crit, he's not mainstream. So like I
He's
feel
not
like
to this region, but
right
down south he's golden.
but when you have mainstream, like for instance, when you look on albums,
He's from Mississippi.
But
That's
Draft,
why.
when you look at mainstream and look at rappers, when they sit here and drop albums and stuff, it's about what the whole world, what the whole
And
country
it's
is talking about.
where you're at. He's in a
Big Crit has never been a mainstream rapper. Just like Lil Durk. You have Lil Durk fans that have known he's been rapping for like what, 2012 or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then they know every track, every mixtape, boom, boom.
He
But
just got
now,
hot.
that's what I'm
be
saying
real.
because he's mainstream.
But see, this is the thing.
But do you want hold on? Do you want organic music like y'all say, or do you want mainstream watered down shit? It's all about
It
your
depends on the
listener.
ear, bro.
I say this, and I want to rewind. I want to say that I do love Kendrick. I love Kendrick as an artist. I love To Pimp a Butterfly. I loved all that.
I remember you was conflicted.
But the only thing I ever said is
Missing your influence.
sometimes I feel like what Kendrick music is. It feels like
Overhyped.
if you don't like it, motherfuckers will say you don't know music.
Oh yeah,
And so you
don't
start
got an
putting
IQ.
you start putting yourself in a position because there's an article that came out because when To Pimp a Butterfly came out, ASAP Rocky dropped what
I know
album
what you're
was
talking
that?
about. It was with the
with
hazards on it.
LSD on there. There was that album was fucking to me 10 times better.
Fire!
Like to me one of the
Album
best
was
albums that
fire.
came out that year. And there was an article that I remember that came out and it said like ASAP Rocky's album was better than Kendrick, but
Are
nobody
you
will
talking
admit
about
it.
Long Live ASAP
Long Live
or At
A$AP.
Last? At Last ASAP.
Most people would say that album was overall structurally better than Kendrick's, but because what Kendrick was talking about, people are afraid to say it because like you don't want to like
But if you-
because ASAP wasn't talking about no conscious shit. But if you look at how that album was put together, I'm talking about production, you talk about lyrics, you talk about everything over. I
good.
personally love that album way better than I love To Pimp a Butterfly. But if I say that, people will say, "Oh, you don't like deep music.
You don't like me.
You're this, you're
You're
that."
not
It's
thinking.
like, damn, nigga, I just like the album better.
But that's why I
You know,
I
like,
bring
that's
up
all
Big
I'm
Crit.
saying is like
You know what I'm saying?
you get forced to like Kendrick. To me, Kendrick is just low key a person that raps real fast, and he has a lot of deep ass shit that he says. I'm not taking that away from him, but like you sometimes, like I seen this post say, if you didn't like Kendrick's last album, you're just not smart.
Yeah,
Get
something
the
like
fuck
that.
out of here. Now I'm a dumbass because I just didn't like an album.
But do you
Yeah.
feel like, because we know Kendrick, conscious rapper, right? Do you feel like people want to even hear conscious music in today's music? Like, do you feel like that's something that
I think they
people
put Kendrick on that pedestal for him to do that.
Okay.
So like you said, like how Kendrick gets put, Kendrick gets put into a box to be conscious. And I think Kendrick low key raps like that too. Like I want to be like put in this box. So like you it's kind of hit or miss because like it seems like Kendrick wants that title, but like you said, like he comes out on an album and says, "Don't idolize me." But it's like you've always kind of put yourself in a position to be idolized. So I get what you're saying. I love it. Like talking about cheating on your wife. Like I'm not saying that it's okay that he cheated on his wife, but man, that's just so real. There's so many people. There's so many people cheating, and there's so many people doing wrong. I like that he did that, especially Kendrick, because you don't expect Kendrick to be a cheater.
This is
like Kendrick.
So listen. This is what I mean though. Like Kendrick got his listeners, but like I said, like it's artists that's been rapping like Kendrick. I listen to a lot of artists, and like if it's like a song, it's a song talking about a toxic relationship. It's called Red Eyes, and it's by Big Crit. That song is deep as fuck. Cause that's how most relationships are. If you take the time and listen to it, it's a whole like going back and forth, him explaining like how he's not enough as a man for this girl. It's like it's more artists that rap like that than Kendrick.
Well, what's that rapper on TDE that's deeper than Kendrick?
Most definitely.
Absol, yeah.
I fuck with Absol.
Hey, Absol. I think Absol probably one of those artists that do push Kendrick in the studio. Like when they together.
Now,
I'm
what's
not
the
saying
other one?
I'm not like Absol.
Q, that's my boy. Boy Q is my boy.
Absol be way too deep though.
Oh yeah.
Absol be the one to talk about some shit that happened in high school in the bathroom in the stall where he was sitting there by himself.
But people
And
be
you like,
wondering.
bro,
But listen,
bro, you alright?
it's
bro?
all about storytelling, right? And people be like, "Oh, like I'ma just use Young Boy. He's a great storyteller. If you actually sit and listen to some of his content, he tells about what every depressed kid really goes through in his area. You know what I mean? Like, and I think that's why he's big as he is because,
Bro, he needs a hug.
boy."
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta listen, just like Rod Wave. Like
Yeah, I love
Same
Rod
day,
Wave.
yeah, but he's a depressed motherfucker.
He is depressed, yeah.
And you can relate to him because you go through some of the things that they go through.
So let me ask you a two-part question. You know, because we have the young age kids and, you know, the young age people, they follow YoungBoy. So high school, freshman year, who were you listening to? And then,
Chief.
like, who are you listening to today, the fact that we're almost in our 30s? Like, go ahead, Jacob.
Ooh, okay. Let me ask you a question.
Hold on. We got him on the floor.
It's pertaining to your question.
We got him right here.
If you don't understand this question.
I go backwards. I say the artist that I listen to real heavy now is, you know, R.I.P. but Dolph, Young Dolph. I don't know what it is, but like when he came, like I probably got put on to him when he came out with Play With Your Bitch. And he started going after Yo Gotti. Yeah. And I started listening to all his music more. And I'm like, bruh, this motherfucker is fucking amazing. Like, I don't know what it is. Then, like, Key Glock came along. And he started with Key Glock. So, like, I just loved it, man. Like, I love everything about Dolph. So, like I said, like, I'm still low-key hurt that Dolph passed away. But I would say that's the one, like, in the last couple of years that really had me, like, every time he dropped, I pay attention. I pay attention. Other than that, like I've been really listening to Pusha T's album real heavy lately. Man, fucking one of my favorite fucking albums, damn near almost of all time. But as far as when I think about freshman year of college, the rappers I would say, because you had no other choice but to listen to, was Gucci. And Lil Wayne.
Oh, did I say college? I mean high school.
High school. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
You said college. Okay.
That's what I'm talking about. Like, no, my bad. Yeah, of high school. Yeah, like, cause when I was coming into high school, man, everybody was on the Wayne train. But high school at the same time was kind of when that dance era was still going on. So
it was iffy. You never really had no following.
That Stanky Leg, I was still like Stanky Leg kind of got introduced. I would say high school is when I really listened to nothing but dance shit. If it was Teach Me How to Dougie, it was Walk With a Dip, it was Rack Daddy, it was like, man, my freshman year, man, I was a dancing ass motherfucker.
So you didn't really follow nobody, you just listened.
I would say out of artists, like off the top of my head, I would probably say the artist that I did follow in and out was Kanye. Like, and I'll be honest with you, I got put on the Kanye late. I got put on the Kanye because of 50 Cent. Remember when 50 Cent and Kanye dropped the album at the same time? And 50 Cent said that if Kanye sells more albums than me, I'm going to stop rapping. That's when Kanye dropped Graduation. And I heard Graduation. I'm like, because I didn't really listen to Kanye. Like, I heard Jesus Walk. I heard all those, but I never dived deep into Kanye, like top to bottom album. He dropped Graduation. I said, bro, 50 Cent, go retire, bro, because whatever the fuck Kanye just dropped, Graduation. Oh my God, Graduation was that. So I would probably say Kanye was the biggest person I was following outside of like dance music. If it was a dance song, Jacob was jigging, Jacob was dug into it all freshman year of high school / sophomore year.
Mine today, like since we're working backwards. Man, let me check my Apple Music. I'm gonna tell you right now. So, and today I didn't really listen. I listened to Dirty Sprite too and stuff back in the day, but nowadays I really listen to Future's content. J. Cole and Jeezy. Like I have never like put down Jeezy, but
the recession. Oh my God.
Like Drake for sure, because I feel like Drake is one of those artists that his storytelling is like. Everybody has dealt with that, especially like the brothers. So it's kind of dope to see like for him and his status where he becomes vulnerable at and lets us know like, yeah, I'm still human too. Back freshman year, all through high school, of course, Kanye, like Graduation, dope album. I was still listening to Young Jeezy, Thug Motivation 101. Gucci Mane a little bit. I just felt like his lyrics were kind of like repetitive. Jay-Z, of course.
I move chickens. I move chickens.
Even Kevin Gates. I think